Have you ever thought about doing a podcast and you just can't get the angles right no matter what? That seems to be my lot in life. Every single thing I try to do, I cannot get the right angle, or the background sucks in some way, or something like that. So, anyway, I am on my way home. I am driving, obviously. I had a very impromptu thought to do my first video this way, so I am not prepared. I don't have a mic or any of that right now. If this works out in the future, then I will definitely do the whole mic thing and stuff. But anyway, yeah, so I look very disheveled because I just got out of my volunteer cleaning job that I do for a small community center here that's nonprofit, so it's just volunteer stuff. And so I go here 2-3 times a month and help clean the place. So I just left doing that, and it's off hours, so the AC is not on, and it is 77 degrees outside right now, which makes it a very warm building inside. So I was sweating my booty off, and now I'm waiting for the light to change so I can get on the interstate. Anyway, so my thought for this podcast was to talk about being a middle-aged housewife and what that looks like for me. I don't know what it looks like for other middle-aged housewives. I do not actually know any other middle-aged housewives now that I think about it. But it was just a thought. You know, you can kind of see what I do during my day, which is not really much of anything exciting. Dude, what are you doing? Yeah, so I'll just kind of show you around my life, kind of see what it looks like to be me, give you an idea of what it looks like to live outside of Nashville. Yeah, and actually you might get a good taste of that today with me being on the interstate during rush hour. Speaking of, I believe in traffic karma. You know how you have karma, you put good things out, you get good things in. I tried to practice good traffic karma where, especially during rush hour, if I can get in, well, it doesn't even matter if I can get, into the lane. Once I'm in a lane, I will try to, get a good handful of people in, because it's hard. There's a lot of people who won't let you into the lane. It used to not be that way. So I try to practice good traffic karma by letting in, a good handful of people. I would say about 5-6 cars. Once you start getting into like 10 cars, then I'm like getting home 20 minutes later than normal, and I'm not too thrilled about that. So that's what I do. So speaking of Nashville, I am, as they like to call it here, a transplant. I have been here since March. This past March would be 21 years. And I've seen a whole lot of changes here in just 21 years. People don't really call people from the north anymore Yankees. I mean, maybe you have to go out into the boonies for that, but I haven't heard that in a minute. And yeah, so the things that I have noticed since I've been here, when I first moved here, people were, I'm going to get a lot of hate in the comments, and it is what it is. People were really nice, okay? There were people who weren't born and raised here, and that's going to happen pretty much anywhere you go. But, it was nice here. The driving, oh my God, people were so polite on the road. Night and day from what it is like now. But yeah, people were like really nice anywhere you went, very polite. People would go out of their way to help you out. This is when I'm going to practice my traffic karma. Somebody let me in. Yeah, and then I want to say, maybe like 2010. Can I get in here? Are you going to let me in? Please let me in. Sometimes you got to shove your way in too, which I hate doing, but it is what it is. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, the way Nashville is now. So, yeah, people were nice. Traffic was nice. Everybody was polite. And then around like 2008, 2009, I'm guessing, and I actually heard this from somebody who was part of the migration, was I think it was the car company Saturn, which I don't even think they're around anymore. They moved to Columbia, Tennessee, which is 20 minutes, 30 minutes south of Nashville, going down 65. And that started bringing in people from California. Now, you will start hearing people around here talking about Californians. And a lot of it, you know, being a transplant, I'm just kind of staying in the background, listening to what people have to say. And a lot of what the complaints were about was that these people were coming in from California with their California money, because obviously the cost of living there is astronomical, and they're coming here and buying homes in cash because, you know, to them it's freaking cheap. It's kind of like if you go to another country to visit or whatever, and the money's like, you know, half of what you're used to. So like, you know, if you're used to paying $200 or something, you're paying $100, you know, that kind of conversion. It's I would say it was probably close to that with the cost of living coming to Tennessee. So that started a rivalry. And then we started getting people from like all over New York, like I said, California. Got a lot of people from Ohio. Yeah, so then that started. And then we had the TV show Nashville. And that brought in a whole lot of people, because for some reason, which I cannot comprehend, but people think that TV is real life. Dear God. And so everybody had to come here because they thought that that was how it was going to be down here. And so that brought in a whole lot of people. And what sucks is that, you know, I came down here in 2005, and just the places that I used to go. I used to hike at Radnor Lake all the time, right? And I worked third shift back then. So, you know, I would get off of work 6 o'clock, 6:30 in the morning, and I would go straight to hiking. And nobody there, whatever. If it was like spring break or summer break or something like that, you'd probably get a few more people, you know. And then with the influx of people, you know, now there's like a line, and you have to wait to find a parking spot because there's very little parking over there. It's changed now, obviously, because they had to make a change. What are you doing? Just go behind me. Anyway, so then it got to the point where, like, it didn't matter what time of day or night you went, or I guess that could be open at night, but any time of day you went, any time of year, forget it. Like, there's parking where there shouldn't have been parking because it wasn't made for parking, because it was just too small of a place. Cheekwood Botanical Garden, that was the same thing. I used to go there a lot, and they had like this cute little parking lot, and it didn't matter what time you went unless it was like for Christmas, for the Christmas lights or something. Then they have like an overflow parking. Otherwise, no problem. Now they've actually torn up the freaking landscape just to make room for cars, even though there's time tickets. So they have control of how many people can go in there, and they're tearing up the freaking land and tearing down trees at a botanical garden where they just lost a bunch of trees in order to make more parking because they want more money. And I mean, I get it. You got to have money to operate stuff, but it's not like they were hurting before. They weren't. And so now I can't even go there and enjoy it because it's a fucking mess just to even walk up to the damn place. Walden Farms, which was a cute little farm that really was only open, I don't know, 3 weeks out of the year. They had like stuff for kids and like a little pumpkin patch and hay rides and stuff like that. And you know, it was a nice small size. They did have extended parking, and then they messed up their land too, just to accommodate more people. And I'm just like, I can't enjoy anything anymore because now it's just crowds and crowds and crowds of people, and I can't stand being around crowds. I can't do it. So that's one change that I've seen since I've been down here for 20 years. Downtown. If you're local from Nashville, you know exactly what I'm talking about when I talk about downtown. So let's talk about that progression. Oh my God. So when I first moved down here, actually, even when I used to visit, I had a friend that went to Trevecca for a little bit, and I visited her. But even then, You could go on Broadway anytime in the evening, right? Because people work downtown. So anytime in the evening, park in front of the damn bar and walk in, okay? This is how it was. And I think, see, I try to avoid downtown now, but if my memory serves, which it doesn't usually, right around 2010 or so, it got to the point where like you could definitely not do that anymore. It was just too crowded, but it wasn't that bad yet. So like you could try to find a parking spot, but you know, good luck, because that show Nashville made everybody come down here and want to make it a party town and stuff like that. So it was getting harder to find parking. You kind of had to go on like the off streets, where actually for some reason people still don't go down that way, which thank God, because at least locals can go somewhere if they want to go somewhere near there. But then like, oh boy, 5-6 years ago or so, around 6 o'clock, they actually cut off roads. So if you're in a car, there are roads that you cannot go down. I think they have like one road, 4th Avenue it might be, that you can go through downtown. Then you've got First, you can go down, and maybe some other one. That's it. The roads are freaking cut off, so people can just walk in the damn streets. And it's just crazy to me that it's gotten that bad. And the pedal taverns, oh my God, this is where we got woo girls from. So if you ever hear anybody talk about woo girls, came from the damn pedal taverns, where all these bachelorette parties started coming down here. And the party buses, that made it a big mess. So now you've got all this stuff that's operating during the day, not just in the evening, but during the day. And you have people trying to get out of work 4:30, because the traffic used to not be bad until like 4 o'clock, right? That's changed too. Now the rush hour starts at 3. That's a whole nother problem too, with all the people who are here. So now you're fighting pedal taverns, party buses, woo girls, drunk people from like 4 o'clock on. Roads are getting closed so that people can just, travel up and down the damn street. All the cops are downtown now, so you can't find a cop anywhere in Nashville, because they're all downtown protecting all the damn drunk people. So yay. So that's been a change. And actually, what was it? Sometime last year I watched the movie Coal Miner's Daughter, and they had some scenes that were filmed at Opry, and not Opry, Ryman, sorry. And I'm looking at it, I'm going, oh my God, it's nighttime, and they're just on the street, and there's like almost no cars or anything. And I know it's supposed to be like, taking place back in the 60s or whatever, but legit, 2005 downtown Nashville was like that. And I was like, damn, I missed that. I missed that so hard. It was so cool that you could just do all these things. And now it's ridiculous. Oh, and the parking is astronomical if you want to try to park downtown. There are a couple places, one place in particular that's cheap. I am not giving that away. You can figure that out on your own, because I do not want y'all knowing about it if you're a tourist. But if you're local, you probably know what place I'm talking about. And it's the only affordable place that you can park. You do have to do a little bit of walking, but it's like $5 to park. Like I said, I ain't giving that shit away. So yeah, that's been a big change. And the airport, God, that's another one. So they must have rebuilt this airport three times in the last 20 years, maybe even 4. I've lost count, because it's gotten to the point where every single time I go there's something different. But it used to be, up until 10 years ago or so. A lot of things changed 10 years ago, so have you noticed that? But you could park in the parking lot and be at your gate in 15 to 20 minutes. I kid you not. Now you're lucky if you can park in the parking lot and get to the damn door in 15 minutes. Like, it's just crazy. And I know that's growth. That's what happens with growth. I know, like I said, I'm going to get hate in the comments. I don't care, bro. So this is just the things that I've noticed since I've been down here. But I want to talk about that. And one day I'll talk about how I got down here and how I became a middle-aged housewife. But I figure I'd kind of give you a little bit of Nashville history while I'm driving. But I really would like to get out of this lane, but that's not happening anytime soon. I don't like being in the slow lane when I'm driving because everybody's trying to get on and all that stuff. And if I can get into the second lane, then I can coast all the way to where I'm going home. Oh, anyway. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to talk about today. We're at 15 minutes, so I'm just going to let it go. But I'm hoping this angle's okay. I wanted to do a horizontal angle, but all you were getting was the steering wheel, and then the camera kept going down, and you're just getting more and more steering wheel, and I'm like, yeah, this is not going to work. So car chats are going to have to be vertical, sorry, until I can get a better setup, which my husband's going to have to do, and he don't got time, so I don't know how that's going to work. But if I get enough interaction with this video, I will make more, and I will get the mic set up because I have no idea what kind of background noise is going on here. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna let y'all go so I can deal with this traffic. But drop a comment if you're from Nashville and you remember what it used to be like, and you know how it is now, and all these crazy drivers that used to never be on the road. Oh, one more thing, yeah. So the crazy drivers, we only had crazy drivers on the weekends. Now every day is a weekend. Literally. And I have never seen the highway. I always call the interstate the highway. I've never seen the interstate close down so much in my life. 24 and 40 are always closing down because somebody died. And when somebody dies on the interstate around here, you ain't going nowhere for 6 to 8 hours. They have to detour because they got to do all the things. So yeah, I've never seen it so much. Oh, and vehicles on fire. That's another one that's just, I have never seen that in my life till I moved down here. And it's just so, it's like almost a common occurrence to just see some vehicle on the side of the road that's either on fire or has been on fire. Yeah, figure that one out. All right, so I'm going to let y'all go now. I don't know when I'll be back. We'll find something interesting to talk about. All right, bye.